Have you ever dreamed of escaping the 9-to-5 grind? Of living life on your own terms, traveling the world, or pursuing your passions without being chained to an office desk? That's the vision Timothy Ferriss presents in his groundbreaking book, The 4-Hour Workweek. It's a roadmap for designing a life of freedom, efficiency, and fulfillment. Today, we're breaking down the key ideas from this book and how you can start applying them to your own life. Ferriss begins by challenging the traditional notion of work and success. Most of us have been conditioned to believe that success means working tirelessly for decades, saving up, and finally enjoying life in retirement. But Ferriss flips this idea on its head. He argues that life shouldn't be about deferred happiness. Instead, we should strive to build a lifestyle that allows us to enjoy many retirements throughout our lives, not just at the end. The foundation of this approach is something Ferriss calls the DEAL framework, which stands for definition, elimination, automation, and liberation. Let's break it down. First, definition. This step is about redefining your goals and understanding what you truly want out of life. Ferriss emphasizes the importance of clarity. Instead of aiming for vague goals like making more money, ask yourself deeper questions. What would an ideal day look like for me? What experiences do I want to have? How much money do I actually need to make those experiences a reality? Ferriss introduces the concept of the new rich, or NR. These are people who value time and mobility over traditional wealth. For the new rich, success isn't about owning the biggest house or the fanciest car. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms. The key is to design a lifestyle that supports this freedom, rather than getting stuck in the endless pursuit of more. Once you've defined your goals, it's time for the second step, elimination. This is where you focus on cutting out the unnecessary. Ferriss introduces the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It's the idea that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. The trick is to identify which activities are part of that 20% and focus your energy there, while ruthlessly eliminating or delegating the rest. For example, if you're a business owner, you might find that a small percentage of your clients bring in the majority of your revenue. Instead of spreading yourself thin trying to please everyone, focus on those high-value clients and let go of the rest. In your personal life, this could mean saying no to commitments that don't align with your goals or cutting back on time-wasting habits like mindless scrolling. Ferriss also stresses the importance of overcoming the fear of missing out. He says, being busy is a form of laziness, lazy thinking, and indiscriminate action. By eliminating what doesn't matter, you create space for what truly does. Next, we move on to automation. This step is about creating systems that work for you, so you're not trading your time for money. Ferriss encourages leveraging technology, outsourcing tasks, and building passive income streams to free up your time. One of his key strategies is outsourcing. Ferriss shares how he hired virtual assistants to handle repetitive tasks like scheduling, responding to emails, and managing customer service. By delegating these low-value tasks, he could focus on high-impact activities, like growing his business or pursuing personal projects. The goal isn't just to save time, it's to create a system that runs smoothly without your constant input. Ferriss also introduces the concept of muse businesses. These are small, automated businesses that generate consistent income with minimal effort. A muse could be an e-commerce store, a subscription-based service, or a digital product like an online course. The idea is to create a scalable source of income that allows you to step away from the daily grind. The final step in the DEAL framework is liberation. This is where you break free from the traditional constraints of work and location. For many, this means transitioning to remote work or becoming location independent. Ferriss provides practical tips on negotiating remote work agreements with employers, emphasizing the importance of proving your productivity and value upfront. Liberation is also about challenging the fear that comes with stepping away from conventional norms. Many people worry about what others will think or fear the uncertainty of leaving a stable job. But Ferriss argues that the rewards far outweigh the risks. Imagine being able to work from a beach in Bali or a cafe in Paris, or even taking time off to pursue a passion project. Liberation is about designing a life that aligns with your priorities, not someone else's expectations. Another key idea in the book is the concept of mini retirements. Instead of saving all your travel and leisure for retirement, Ferriss suggests taking extended breaks throughout your life to explore, relax, and recharge. He shares his own experiences of living in Argentina, learning tango, and traveling the world, all while running a business that practically operated itself. These mini retirements allow you to experience life fully, rather than waiting for some distant future. Ferriss also touches on the fear of failure and how to overcome it. He suggests conducting a fear-setting exercise. Here's how it works. Write down your biggest fears about making a change. Then, think about the worst-case scenario. How bad would it really be? Often, you'll realize that the worst case isn't as catastrophic as it seems. Next, plan out how you could recover if that worst-case scenario actually happened. By addressing your fears logically, you take away their power. Another practical tip Ferriss shares is the importance of selective ignorance. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with information, much of which doesn't serve us. Ferriss suggests limiting your exposure to news, social media, and other distractions that don't align with your goals. Instead, focus on deep, meaningful work and consuming information that adds value to your life. So, what does this all look like in practice? Let's say you're someone who dreams of traveling the world while working remotely. First, define your goals. Maybe you want to visit 5 new countries next year and spend more time with your family. Then, eliminate distractions and low-value tasks, like saying no to unnecessary meetings or unsubscribing from emails that clutter your inbox. Automate or outsource tasks where possible, hire a virtual assistant or use software to handle repetitive processes. Finally, work on liberating yourself from a fixed office location. This might mean proposing a remote work arrangement to your employer or building a muse business that generates passive income. The beauty of the 4-hour workweek is that it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Ferriss isn't saying everyone should quit their jobs and become digital nomads. Instead, he's offering a toolkit for designing a life that aligns with your values and priorities. Whether that means working fewer hours, pursuing a passion project, or simply spending more time with loved ones, the principles in this book can help you get there. At its core, the 4-hour workweek is about reclaiming your time and using it intentionally. It's a call to question societal norms, challenge your fears, and design a life of freedom and purpose. So, the next time you find yourself stuck in the grind, remember, you don't have to wait for retirement to start living. With the right mindset and strategies, you can create a life you love, starting now.